Anybody know what I mean? I mean, if you've never done a biography, that's something that you need to do. Raise your hand if you have done a biography. Yeah, to hear somebody read it is absolutely amazing. To hear the things that you've done and the places you've been, and because it makes you more excited about where you can go, you know, your future, and you know, all the more experiences that you will have. So I'm always excited about that. Thank you so much. And it makes me think about when I was a kid. You know, I was always so excited about my future. And one of my favorite sports, and yes, I'm calling it a sport, was double dutch. I loved double dutch. And if any of you have never played it, double dutch is where you work with two ropes, not just one. Okay, so you have a person on this side and a person on this side. So you have these two long ropes, and each person has a rope in either hand, and you turn the rope like this. And double dutch can be very intimidating for some people because, you know, jumping a single rope, that's easy. You know, Miss Mary Mac, all dressed in black, that's easy. But when you have two, it makes it a little bit harder. And so the most frustrating thing is being a turner. Okay, you have the rope and you have somebody getting ready to jump in, because sometimes they would never jump in. So, you know, everybody would get ready. You know, you have three players and everybody is standing and they're excited, you know, because you turn for a time, but then you also get your opportunity to jump too. So, you know, you're excited, and you know, you start the ropes to going, and then you have a young lady, you know, on the right side of you, and she's looking at the rope and she's anticipating jumping in, but she never does. So the first try, you turn the rope, you know, back and forth, back and forth. It's taken her forever. You know, she's looking at, you know, she's trying to get the rhythm of how the ropes are moving, and, you know, she's trying to, there's a pattern to the rope, and she's trying to figure all that out in her mind. And, you know, you're getting tired meanwhile, because you're saying, look, you better jump in this rope before we go start playing with somebody else who will actually do it. So, you know, she finally jumps in and she messes up. All right, so now she has to come out of the rope. You have to start turning again, and now you're waiting on this young lady to jump in. And the reason that I love that story is because I can so relate it to my life as a whole. I think about all the gifts and the talents that I have, and even with the things that I've done, it took me a long time to get to the point to where I could actually exercise those gifts. Because again, I'm, you know, it's intimidating, you know, being on the other side of a great big voice, or being on the other side of an incredible writing ability, or being on the other side of being able to change somebody's life because God has put in you a wonderful ability to relate to people. You know, there's always the chance that you might not get it right, or you might do something wrong, or you might mess up. But at the end of the day, it's okay. It's all right. I think that one thing we need to do is redefine what we are saying to ourselves on a daily basis. Everybody has to figure out the correct words that are going to get you back into an action-taking mode. As a result of working with me, a young lady who was an artist for years and did not find the courage to step out, after working with me and us figuring out what was it that had her in this mindset of fear, and then coming up with a plan and a structure to get her out of it, she was able to create this wonderful art. Her art is now showing in one of the top galleries in Washington, D.C. She was just on the cover of her city's art gallery magazine, and she's increased her business by more than 40%, where before we started working together, she was struggling. So those kind of testimonies excite me and they get me going. Now I want to help you do the same thing. I've shared with you a little bit about my story, and now I want to know a little bit about yours. Call me and let's get started right now. Let's get started today. Thank you for allowing me to speak. God bless you, and I'll see you at the top.